now ask Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Xavier Rivera to come forward and lead us in our opening ceremony.
Please rise. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
The gold candle represents the spirit scout who will light all other candles lit by Mr. Tom Moore, past Scoutmaster of Troop 213, and through his dedication he continues to keep the spirit scout encouraged.
We now bring to light the blue candles representing the three parts of the Scout oath. Scout sign.
From this golden flame of the Scout's honor is lighted blue flame, duty to God and to country.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law.
We light blue flame of duty to other people.
On my honor, I will do my best to help other people at all times.
We light the blue flame of duty to self.
On my honor, I will do my best to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
We now bring to light the 12 white flames of the Scout law, which make bright and clear the trail that leads from boyhood to manhood.
A Scout is trustworthy.
A Scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of his code of conduct. People can always depend on him.
A Scout is loyal.
A Scout is true to his family, friends, Scout leaders, school, nation, and world community.
A Scout is helpful.
A Scout is concerned about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward.
A Scout is friendly.
A Scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other Scouts, and he seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs that are different from his own.
A Scout is courteous.
A Scout is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. He knows that good manners make it easier for people to get along together.
A Scout is kind.
A Scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not harm or kill anything without reason.
A Scout is obedient.
A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobey them.
A Scout is cheerful.
A Scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy.
A Scout is thrifty.
A Scout works to pay his way and to help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources and carefully uses time and property.
A Scout is brave.
A Scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
A Scout is clean.
A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by these same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean.
A Scout is reverent.
A Scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
Troop, please retire. It is my pleasure to introduce Father Klein, parochial vicar of the St. Philip's Church, for the invocation. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessings on the Eagle Court of Honor. Join us in celebrating the achievements of Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael upon attaining the remarkable Eagle Scout. May these young men serve as an inspiration for the fellow Scouts as they follow in the Eagle path. We are thankful for the protection you have given them on the journey of camping, hiking, and appreciation of the outdoors. As these young men grow into adults, empower them to be an example to the world what it means to be an Eagle Scout. Bless this troop as they work together to build leadership and teamwork. Continue to watch over these Scouts and give the adult leaders the wisdom to guide the future Eagle Scouts as well. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please be seated. I will now turn the rest of this evening over to Mr. Joel Wilson, Chairman of this Court of Honor, Council, Training Director, and District Director of the Northern New Jersey Council and Eagle Scout.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Scouts and Scouters. We are here today to confer the rank of Eagle Scout upon candidates Benjamin Kravitz, Vincent Marchese, and Michael Vasbury of Troop 213 of Saddlebrook, New Jersey. All Scouts in the United States, less than 4% will ever reach the coveted rank of Eagle Scout. It is the highest award that can be earned by any member of the Boy Scouts of America. Before this honor is bestowed upon the candidates, however, we wish to acquaint you with the rigid requirements that a young man must complete before the distinction of a rank of Eagle Scout may be presented. In order to attain the rank of Eagle Scout, a boy must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, 13 of which are specifically required. These include merit badges in citizenship, physical fitness, personal achievement, camping, scouting skills, first aid, and skills in the community, wide emergency preparedness. He must also earn a minimum of 8 other elective merit badges, in all over 375 requirements. He must show Scout spirit. He must serve actively in various troop leadership positions. After becoming a Life Scout, he must plan, develop, and carry out a service project worthy of an Eagle Scout. He must appear before board review and satisfy them that he has done his best to understand and live by the Scout oath and law, and always qualify for Eagle Scout. And now on behalf of the Northern New Jersey Council, Saddlebrook Troop 213, New Jersey, I declare this Court of Honor to be open. Will the escorts please seat the parents of our candidates? Mr. and Mrs. Kravitz, Mr. and Mrs. Marchese, Mr. and Mrs. Regan. It is a great pleasure to have you here today to join with us in the presentation of the Eagle Award to your sons, Brian, Vincent, and Mike. Will the escorts please bring the candidates front and center to be presented to the court and its witnesses? May we please have the credentials of our candidates reviewed before the court by former Scoutmaster Kyle Molnar.
Proficiency in the various crafts and skills prescribed for Eagle rank have been checked, and the records of merit badges earned by the Scouts have been approved and certified by the counselors appointed by the court. The Scouts have qualified on the basis of merit badge achievement. The applicants have demonstrated their capacity and willingness to exert leadership ability in the activities that are constructive and worthwhile in their community. The record has been checked in troop leadership, school affairs, and in other fields of work and service. They have demonstrated loyalty and duty to God and country. We believe them qualified to receive the rank of Eagle.
Thank you, Mr. Molnar. Candidates, please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I represent the Scouts who have received the Eagle Award in the Northern New Jersey capital. We do not object to the awarding of
You realize that you have reached the peak of your scouting trail. It now becomes your responsibility to help those who follow behind you.
As Eagle Scouts, our ideals are high and our responsibilities are great. Let the real meaning of the Eagle badge stand forth in your heart and mind.
Thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night and day. Thou cannot then be false to any man, neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss, shall swerve him in his loyalty. Let the blue of your badge remind you of loyalty.
The second obligation, let the red of your badge always remind you of courage.
Character is what one really down deep inside, not what one thinks one is.
Of your badge always remind you to live with your honor.
Mr. Sam Rivera, Assistant Scoutmaster of the troop, to give the Eagle charge.
The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in this world's history, and you, Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael, have been counted worthy of high rank in its membership. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. The position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourselves and to your brother Scouts. When you fail, you bring down by so much the good name of all true and worthy Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts, to your country, your God, and your God. America has a good thing to give you and your children after you. But these things depend, for the most part, on the quality of manhood she can produce in her citizens. She has a great past. You are here to make her future greater. I charge you, Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael, to undertake your citizenship with a wholesome dedication, with solemn dedication. Be leaders, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task that you do and every office that you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow men to finest living. We have too many who use their strengths and brains to exploit others to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. Build America on solid foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record which every Scout may be justly proud.
Thank you, Mr. Rivera, for this defined statement of responsibilities. Will the candidates please come forward? In recognition of these obligations, I ask you to reaffirm the Boy Scout oath. Scout sign. Will Barry Goldman, District Commissioner of the Three Rivers District, come forward as a representative of the National Council of Boy Scouts of America and administer the Eagle Pledge?
Please repeat after me. I, state your names, realize my obligation to my fellows, my home, my country, and my God. I will at all times do my best to assist other Scouts who are climbing the trail to Eagle and give back more to Scouting than it has given to me. And to assist my troop as much as possible, and to be a living example of the Scout oath and law.
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Two. Mrs. Kravitz, Mrs. Marchese, Mrs. Reagan, please come up to the stage and stand by your sons. No words of the Court of Honor could be justice to the great helpfulness and patience, perseverance with which their parents have supported these Eagle Scouts towards manhood. In recognition of this, it is very fitting that Ben, Vincent, and Mike receive their Eagle Scout medals from their mothers, and in turn pin their mothers with the Eagle Mother pin, one at a time, starting with Mrs. Kravitz. Marchese. And Mrs. Reagan. Boys and sons should pin your mom. Please do not hurt or draw blood. Thank you, Eagle Mothers. Please be seated. Mr. Kravitz, Mr. Marchese, Mr. Regan, please come up to the stage and stand by your sons. When a boy becomes an Eagle Scout, he joins a select group of dedicated scouts. Now Mr. Kravitz, Mr. Marchese, and Mr. Reagan will place an individually customized Eagle Scout neckerchief and slide on their new Eagle Scouts. And in turn, the Eagles will pin their fathers with the Eagle Scout Fathers pin, starting with Mr. Kravitz. Regan. Now the boys will pin their fathers with the Eagle Scout badge. Fathers, please be seated. I'd like Tom Molnar to come up for a special presentation. I now ask that the Uniform Scout parents please come up to the stage. Mrs. Kravitz, Mr. Marchese, Mr. and Mrs. Regan. In appreciation of your service to Troop 213, your Eagle Scout sons will present you with personalized Eagle Scout mom or dad neckerchiefs, starting with Mrs. Kravitz. Now I would like to call Tom Molnar up for a special presentation.
Okay, there's a little confusion here because this is not in the program. The advantage of writing the Eagle program is I get to put in whatever I want, and I get to come up here again. So this is something we've never done before. We've had, for the leaders, we've had neckerchiefs and scout leaders, but we have people who are at least as busy or even more busy than anybody else who are leaders. We have people like committee chair, and we've never recognized them properly while everybody else, all the other leaders got neckerchiefs. So I'd like to call former committee chair, Janet Marchese, please come up. The leaders, we did make up this year an official scout scarf with Eagle Scout Mom 2017, Janet Marchese.
Thank you, Eagle Scout parents, leaders, please be seated. Eagle Scout projects will be read individually selected by each Eagle Scout. Benjamin Kravitz, the Eagle Project will be read by Mr. Dickman, past chief of the Southbrook Fire Department.
Good morning. My name is Tom Dickman, ex-chief of the Southbrook Fire Department. Along with me is Fire Chief Chris Loma and Assistant Fire Chief Joseph Palzani. We are honored to be here with you to celebrate the outstanding achievements of these young men. Congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. During my time as Fire Chief, I had the privilege to meet with Benjamin on his journey for his Eagle Scout project. I was approached by Benjamin because he saw a way to aid the fire department and the community as a whole through the Eagle Scout project. Benjamin wanted to add hydrant markers, poles, and reflective collar bands to more than 350 fire hydrants throughout the township to aid firefighters in locating them in the darkness, inclement weather, and other obstructions. He added these. In addition to these markers, you could potentially save lives and property throughout Salvador, allowing firefighters to access the hydrants faster. Benjamin had a well thought out plan. He organized and achieved his goal. He discussed with me the idea for fundraising, which included him to have the residents to purchase markers, poles, or collar bands with their names on the reflective poles. Benjamin also held car washes at Washington School, Angel One Company Firehouse on Salvador Road. Benjamin advertised fundraising efforts for posting and distributing flyers and advertising in a local newspaper. Benjamin's leadership and organizational skills were brought through the project. In addition, reaching out to myself and the Board of Education to support his fundraiser, he also contacted the owner of High Vis, the company that manufactures the hydrant pole markers and collar bands, to aid him in obtaining the items he needed. I met with Benjamin several times to discuss the project and set up the car washes at the firehouse. We discussed different type of markers that were available and which ones would best suit the need for Salvador. With this, Benjamin was able to do almost every hydrant in town. I'm very proud of him for what he did. I'm very impressed that Benjamin, throughout the project, he was very aware of the need that the marker collar brands would meet for the Salvador Fire Department. He understood that in an emergency like a fire, seconds count. He felt strongly that his project could make a difference. Benjamin, thank you for your service to the fire department, the community, and congratulations on achieving Eagle Scout, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Vincent's Eagle project will be described by former Scoutmaster Rod Palazzo.
Good afternoon. I had the honor, not only just to speak about Vincent's project, but I also had the honor to be his coach during it. His project was to give something back to his school. He felt that they'd given him so much that he just wanted to give something back to them. So Vincent's project was to build, I believe it was around a 20-foot path of stone, a fountain with a border around it, and hand-built 4 benches. There was a lot of work, I think probably around 8 weekends, 9 weekends. I stopped counting after a while, but the great thing about being his project coach was that I got to experience the entire process with Vincent. His planning, his ideas, his sketches that he drew as far as what he envisioned, through procurement, he putting the whole thing together. The entire time he was very positive, he was always focused. I was very proud of the way he managed the entire project. Definitely an excellent project manager. Now I was listening to the prior speaker to talk about fundraisers. It was actually one of the ingenious ideas that he had was something called Donate a Rock. Donate a brick. Buy a brick, buy a brick, donate a brick, but it helped fund the project. It was a large amount of money to collect for it, and the idea was great, and a lot of people support it because, you know, everybody has a little piece of that path that he put into the school. I believe that the geology, or which department? The science department took it down. Is maintaining it. The fountain's good because it's solar powered, so you always have water going through it. Again, I was very proud to be a sponsor and to be up here speaking on behalf of Vincent. Did a phenomenal job, and you know, that's it.
Michael's Eagle Project will be described by Scoutmaster James Anderson.
Michael's Eagle Scout project was trading care packages to send to Air Force troops in Kuwait. He wrote letters to the troops and encouraged students from towns to do the same. He contacted businesses and township offices for assistance in his endeavors. He was able to send 87 boxes to the brave servicemen and women. Michael received photos and letters from the troops thanking him for all the goods and well wishes. Good job, Michael. As Scoutmaster, I want to congratulate Ben, Vince, and Michael on earning the highest rank in Scouting. At the national, district, and local troop levels, there is something called the Key 3. Making me get emotional. I'm a very emotional person, so it's going to come out here, so I really don't care. The Key 3 are the key leaders at the Scouting level. When I became Scoutmaster last year, I counted on what I referred to as my Key 3. Little did they know, they were teaching me how to be a Scoutmaster, as I did count on my Key 3 for lots of things. It's very fitting that my Key 3 from my first year as being Scoutmaster are being recognized today together for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. So congratulations, and thank you for making my first year as Scoutmaster so much fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future has in store for each of you.
Our troop treasurer, Mr. Gowell, will make a presentation to the Eagle Scouts.
So everybody remembers Alan Fairfield, who was treasurer over 35 years. He started a wonderful tradition of listing all Eagle Scouts in Southern Town Hall. Benjamin, Vincent, Michael, today you're part of this flag, and I make sure it's going to be back today or next week.
Command Chair, Mrs. Tricia Regan will now present the new Eagles with a gift from the troop, a framed Eagle certificate and their medal.
I just want to say real quick, this is the greatest honor I've ever had in Scouting, and to see these three young men, I've watched them for the last 10 and 11 years, and well, the one on the end all his life. And I just want to say to you guys, an amazing job you've done. You have so much to be proud of, and I cannot wait to see what you do in the future. You all have a lot to be proud of, and everybody here is here for you, and they're just as proud. And I know that your parents, we just know that your dreams are all going to come true. So congratulations. And I would like to start by presenting Ben with his award.
uniformed little boy by Mike Wood.
Seems like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as we watched with admiration this uniformed little boy. Campouts, picnics, pinewood cars, the years quickly slipped by. The colors changed from blue to green in the twinkle of an eye. Soon came ranks of tenderfoot, second, first, and star, each leading towards that final quest, once visioned from afar. And then the rank of light, and as light can often do, the goal so close within his grasp was dimming from his view. Yet from within he found the strength to reach that final quest. Remembering words from years gone by, I will do my best. It seems like only yesterday his eyes were lit with joy as we watched with admiration this uniformed little boy. Now with an eagle upon his chest, he soars where once he ran, no longer that little boy, our son and eagle. Amen.
The court also extends its congratulations not only for satisfying the many necessary requirements, but also for the setting of an objective and for the perseverance that was necessary in attaining its goal. But even more so, you are to be congratulated for the fact that you are now prepared to serve those who have served you. This is not the end. To you, this should be the beginning. At this time, I would like to introduce our first honored guest. Okay. I know they're all here. Saddlebrook Mayor, the Honorable Robert White.
Good afternoon. I know this is a solemn occasion. Gentlemen, I want to see some smiles. You're laughing, come on. Just don't laugh at me. You can laugh. It's an honor to be here to celebrate this very important occasion. I'd like to personally congratulate 3 young men who have attained the rank of Eagle Scout, which, as all of you know, is the highest achievement in the Scouting program. I also want to congratulate their families and commend them for their support and all they've done for these young men along the way. It's been a long, arduous process, I'm sure. The achievement took them many years to fulfill and has earned them great respect, not only amongst their family, but their friends, their fellow scouts, and their community. Their dedication and hard work achieving the rank of Eagle Scout is truly inspirational. They have demonstrated leadership and commitment to duty in earning all the required merit badges. I want to thank and congratulate Saddlebrook Troop 213 for producing 3 more Eagle Scouts, especially the Scout leaders and all who helped guide them along the path to earning this prestigious honor. So it's with great admiration I congratulate Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael. Wish them all the luck of the world and continued success in the future. One of them, I can call them up one at a time. Vincent, Angelo, Marquez. Quite a while. Moved across the street. We miss him. Benjamin Kravis. And lastly, Michael Vascora. Thank you very much.
Deputy Mayor, the Honorable Kurt Caluso.
Thank you very much for having me. I've been to a number of these in Fairlawn, and I'll tell you, we've never done the crane idea before. So definitely passing that back on to our hometown. As you know, you guys got a lot of stuff, and that's the Boy Scouts phrase. It's great to be here. We wanted to make sure we were representing you because, as we mentioned, Vincent's a representative and a proud resident as well. And we were very fortunate for him to do some great work in our community. Our guarding committee and our property maintenance committee recently came to us and said, hey, have you seen what Vincent did, this Eagle Scout, over by our Arboretum? And it's a really great work you did, and we, just a shameless plug, love Arbor Day there, April 29th. So you can come and check it out yourself. It's a really beautiful piece of work. We also just want to recognize, too, we have a number of teachers here from Fairlawn. It really shows the kind of man Vincent is. On a beautiful day like this, having teachers come and support you is a really great thing. It also reminds me, Fairlawn's also is very well known for our education system, and our teachers are really the backbone of it. Their commitment to their students is really second to none, so thank you for showing up as well. We have proclamations for all of the young men today. Vincent, for your work, Benjamin, for your work with the fire department, and Michael, for your work for the troops overseas for the Air Force. All three great commitments. We really appreciate the work they're doing, not just for your community, but for our nation. Thank you very much.
St. Philip the Apostle, Father Klein. Saddlebrook Police Chief, Chief Robert Kugler.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, it is a distinct honor for me to come forward and talk about three heroes, three Eagle Scout Award recipients. I've been a police officer here in Saddlebrook for 34 years. 24 I've been blessed to be the police chief. And most of those years, every year, I get the opportunity to come and congratulate not only the Eagle Scout, but their families, the community, and probably equally important to all that, these younger colleagues that aspire to be exactly what they are in this chair. You see, these three Eagle Scouts, before the age of 18, need to accomplish a lot of things in life. They probably accomplish more than some of us accomplish in our whole lives. But all those awards and commendations and round patches they have on their uniforms means that they accomplished something. They did something honorable for themselves, for their families, for the community, and for others to follow. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say a lot of things today, and it's going to take a long time, so I don't want to be adding to that long time. But I just want to say, congratulations to these Eagle Scouts. They accomplished something that is very rare for youth, very rare. There's only a certain percentage that become Eagle Scouts, but they make their families proud. So, young men, understand this if you understand anything. Those 2, 4, 6 people in the front row, your mothers and fathers, parents, they are so proud. Maybe the grandparents or the family members, the community members at large, and these young scouts. They want to do what you did, and they're here for a reason, because they know what an accomplishment that is. You know what an accomplishment that is. And I want to congratulate you on this successful path that you are on. Life has many challenges. You've accomplished so many accomplishments that it will reward you for the rest of your life, for your families and your generations of families to come. Once again, on behalf of the Saddlebrook Police Department, all the officers that ever served, past, present, and will in the future, we congratulate you on this achievement. I want to say this, he's not here today, and I know he would be here if he didn't pass away.
John Musser.
Sergeant Johnny Musser. Sergeant Johnny Musser was one of my best friends. He was 83 years old, and every year, for as long as I remember, he would have been at this. He would have been right in the front row. He would have came up here with his cane, he would have limped, he would have got up here, because he knows how important it is. He was Saddlebrook's first Eagle Scout, 1951, I believe it was.
He was so proud of Scouting, so proud. I'm so proud of each and every one of you young men, the proudness that it brings to your families, your community, and these young students. Congratulations and all the best on the rest of your life. God bless you.
For what it's worth, there was a $25,000 gift to Camp Novi Bosco in John Musser's name. Representing the Saddleville Fire Department, ex-Chief Tom Dickman.
Ex-Chief Tom Dickman's a little scared to talk again, so I'll come up here and say a few words on behalf of the Saddleville Volunteer Fire Department. I'm Chris Sloma, and basically I'm very proud to be standing here in front of you. Benjamin, Vincent, Michael, you guys did an extraordinary job, and basically this is not something that's easily come by. You guys fought your way to the top, and you achieved your rank of Eagle Scout. Congratulations. And again, on behalf of all the men and women of the Saddleville Fire Department, we love to see leadership in the fire department, so if you guys are interested, I have 3 applications outside. You can use 3 fine fellows like yourselves to help out our community. So thank you again.
Representing the Bergen County Sheriff's Department, Officer Todd Commendations.
How are you? I'm Officer Todd on the Sheriff's Department, also a councilman in the town of Saddleville. I'm going to tell you, it's my honor to be standing up here with these 3 young gentlemen. So, on behalf of, I would like to congratulate you on attaining the highest rank of Eagle Scout. Bergen County is fortunate to have someone with your passion and commitment to the community. So on behalf of myself, Sheriff Sorvino, and all the men and women of the Bergen County Sheriff's Office, I'd like to congratulate you and wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors. And I have a couple of proclamations I'll hand out to the
Good afternoon. 25 years ago, about 3 months earlier, I sat on the same stage when I received my Eagle from Troop 213. That was part of I don't like staring in front of microphones. That moment was probably one of the defining moments in my life, coupled with receiving my badge from the New Jersey State Police Academy. As a young trooper, I was assigned to the Hope Barracks, and I got called to a medical call at Camp Novi Bosco. I pulled through the front gates and was immediately transported back in time. And I went on that parade ground, and it was like I never left. I'd been there 1,000 times. I knew every single trail. I knew where every snake was under those canopies. It was amazing that all roads lead back to scouting. As a member of the State Police, I'm also a member of the New Jersey State Police Eagle Scout, New Jersey State Troopers Eagle Scout Association. And out of the 2,700 enlisted troopers, there's only 92 of us. So I want you to keep in mind how special it is to be an Eagle Scout. And remember, you probably won't realize this now, but when you're standing up here 25 years later, giving the same speech to somebody else, you realize how important it is to be an Eagle, and what an honor. So on behalf of Colonel Patrick Callahan and the entire New Jersey State Troopers Eagle Scout Association, congratulations, gentlemen.
Staff Sergeant Mohammed Lakuli.
Bear with me, everybody. Not too good at giving speeches. It's my first time ever seeing an Eagle Scout. I haven't seen them in the whole time I've been in New Jersey. This is my first time actually realizing what an Eagle Scout is. You guys did a wonderful job. Wonderful job. I mean, you might see my awards, but I can't believe how many awards you guys have. Every single one of those means something. And I'm truly proud to say, hey, I'm from New Jersey, and I see young men as you attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Now, I'm a Cavalry Scout, not an Eagle Scout, but still, we're still in the same boat. All right, congratulations, and I do have certificates of achievement from our brigade colonel, and I would like to present them to each one of you. Vincent. By saying special thanks to Mr. Bill. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak on the Army's behalf. And thank you for all coming in here and presenting awards to these fine gentlemen.
Vincent Montpena.
Heard this before. Good afternoon. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vincent Tagner, and I am a resident of Saddlebrook, and I've lived here ever since 1963. I am here today to represent the Lance Corporal Jed C. Barker Detachment of the Marine Corps League. I have been a member for 3 years. I have served as chaplain for 2 years, and currently I am serving as judge advocate for my detachment. I will be making 3 Colonel Mitchell Page awards for the highest award in Scouting, the Eagle Scout Award. It is certainly my honor and privilege to do so. My nephew earned his award many years ago, and I remember how hard he worked to earn every badge, and also how hard he worked on his projects until he had satisfied the requirements to earn the Eagle Scout Award. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it in the end. So now let us proceed with the awards. Bear with me on this because the print is for younger Marines. It's not marked up here, but I need to read part of this, and so you know who Mitchell Page was. And all the certificates are basically the same except for the names, of course. So Mitchell Page was born in Pennsylvania in 1918 and served in the United States Marine Corps from 1936 until his retirement in 1959 at the rank of colonel. During his service, he exemplified the qualities of which Marines have held dear since 1775: loyalty, honor, courage, and devotion to God, country, and Corps. These qualities are the foundation of the Marine Corps. These qualities, to a degree, a large degree, are shared by scouting in America and instilled in our youth who wear the uniforms of the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts of America. He served with distinction in World War II and the Korean War and was a recipient of the Medal of Honor from World War II. He received this most prestigious military honor for his actions at the Battle of Guadalcanal and in the Solomon Islands during October 1942, where after all of the other Marines in his platoon were killed, or wounded, he operated 4 machine guns single-handedly, stopping an entire Japanese regiment. Through his life, Page received numerous awards, both as a Marine of the military and as a civilian. In addition to receiving the Medal of Honor, Page was awarded the Eagle Scout Award by the Boy Scouts of America on March 24, 2003, which he had earned in 1936. His last year in high school, but it had never been presented because he had left home to join the Marine Corps. He is one of 9 known Eagle Scouts who have received the Medal of Honor. Page is also a recipient of the Distinguished Eagle Scout Award from the Boy Scouts of America. In achieving your award, you have distinguished yourself within not only the scouting community, but also our nation as well. You are the future of our country, and we as Marines are proud to honor you for living the example set by Colonel Page. I'm not going to read the whole certificate. They're all the same. I have 3 certificates, one for Benjamin Kravitz. I'm going to present these certificates. I have a certificate for Michael Vaspery, and I have a certificate for Vincent Marchese. And along with the certificates, I'm going to present them also with a medal, the United States Marine Corps medal, and a pack of cards, Mitchell Page cards, so they can learn more about Colonel Mitchell Page. Thank you.
Knights of Pythias, Bob Starr.
My name is Bob Starr. I'm with the Knights of Pythias, Benjamin Cutler's Lodge in Fairlawn. I'm also a previous Cub Master in the old Tindai District in Fairlawn. And I have one of the distinct honors of canceling the first Klondike Derby in the early 80s, which we won't talk about now to anybody who's here. But Pythian knighthood is based upon the true and trusted friendship of Damon Pythias of ancient Greek history. Friendship or mutual confidence is the strongest bond of union between man and man, and only exists where honor has an abiding place. Inasmuch as similar to the Boy Scouts of America and to the fraternal order of Knights of Pythias, we all have similar doctrines.
As the ideal knight of olden times was a personification of all the higher and noble attributes of man's nature. The candidate for knighthood had to prove himself worthy of acceptance by those who value friendship, bravery, honor, justice, and loyalty. So it is with our fraternity. The cardinal principles of our order are friendship, charity, and benevolence. And we strive to gather into our fraternity men who appreciate the meaning of those principles and who are willing to practice them in their journey through life. And who knows, maybe someday these three young men here will be Knights of Pythias. So it is an honor to present you with the certificates of achievement and a pocket patch. Hoping you will wear it with pride.
I always find it an honor being able to attend this event every year. I really want to congratulate on behalf of my entire membership at the Salvador Gambler's Court and as myself, Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael, on your achievement on your projects and all the hard work you've done to make this day. Your families for all the support you gave them, your scout leadership guiding them. Congratulations. You've made a hell of an achievement.
Can't be short and sweet.
Good afternoon. I'll try to beat Bill. I've been a volunteer for 36 years. I know a little bit about dedication. These guys have probably made me look silly. Congratulations, guys. You've done a wonderful job. You've made your families look good. You've made your pack look good. You guys should be very, very proud of yourself. I'm thoroughly impressed. And Vincent, if you want to join Furlong, we're ready for you. Congratulations.
Treasurer Calvin Drew.
Good afternoon. This afternoon. I bring you greetings from the Elks Grand Lodge, located in Winton, North Carolina. We have lodges in Iraq, all through the country. It is my pleasure just being here. I congratulate Congressman, Senator, and President. Council. Never got that high, but it's just my pleasure to be here and able to congratulate you and know and stand by you. If you hold on to God's hand, you'll win. God bless you.
Bob Louie.
Thank you. I'm representing Rich Curran from the American Legion, who's our district rep, who's unable to be here due to health conditions. The story I was told is when the veterans were returning from World War I, they saw the Scout Oath of War published, and they thought that this was an excellent entrance into good citizenship. So they developed the Good Citizenship Award, which is awarded to Eagle Scouts. And as you heard and read in their brochure, they've all done citizenship merit badges in the community, the nation, the world. They've done excellent service projects for the community or nation. And therefore, the American Legion is proud to present the Good Citizenship Award to Benjamin, Vincent, and Michael. I have a certificate from the American Legion. I have Michael's here with me for outstanding achievement, but the Good Citizenship Awards are being printed and will be delivered shortly. Thank you very much.
Southborough Board of Education, Sylvia Zobrelli.
Good afternoon. One of the disadvantages of being so late into the program is everything you think you're going to say has already been said. But one of the advantages is you get to keep it very short and sweet. As a parent of a former Troop 213 Scout who fell short of making it to this point, I want to commend you on your achievement. I know the amount of work it takes and the commitment that you have to have. So on behalf of the Southborough Board of Education, I'd like to present the three of you these certificates to showcase what outstanding citizenship you men have, and congratulations to your families as well.
Representing ShopRite store directors, Dominic Romeo and Frank Juba.
Gentlemen, hello everybody. It's a great honor to be asked to present you with these certificates of achievement. It's a great achievement. I know dedication and hard work to family members that were also Eagle Scouts. And we look forward to your futures to see what first you can bring. I know the first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, was an Eagle Scout. He brought a World Scouting badge with him to the moon. And we can't wait to see what the future holds and what first you're going to bring. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, parents, for your support. First time ever doing this, first time ever attending an event like this. These young men did a lot of time, effort that made get them to their projects. And the reason why I got chosen to be here is because the president of our company could not make it. So I'm flattered. I hope he doesn't come anymore and I get to attend all of them. Okay? But congratulations to everybody for attending the Scout Troop, the parents again. Guys, well done. All you can say is great job. Thank you.
Representing Fairlawn High School, Janet Sloat.
Oh, okay, so maybe I'm the last on the list. Okay. Well, it's my pleasure to be here today for Vincent. I was extremely happy and I was proud when Vincent told me that he was becoming an Eagle Scout. It's my honor to be here today to celebrate this special event. The highest rank, right? I have known Vincent since he was a freshman at Fairlawn High School where I teach. He enthusiastically told me he was working towards becoming an Eagle Scout and he needed to do a big project before he earned the rank of Eagle Scout. Vincent shared with me his various ideas and finally he told me he decided on the fountain. Every step Vincent took, he wrote in a notebook. These step-by-step plans and drawings were made into a beautiful manual. Also, we had to do a lot of fundraising in order to buy the necessary materials. And yes, I did buy the brick. This project was a challenge, but he was focused as to what he needed to do. At the start of the school year, at Fairlawn High School, Vincent came to see me and he told me the fountain was finished. How exciting it was to see that his hard work and determination had paid off. I was so impressed with the beauty of the fountain. It is an amazing piece of art and a place for serenity with the benches provided for those wishing to sit and meditate. The pavers have the initial FL, which stands for our high school, Fairlawn High School. I'm a graduate of this school as well, and it's very meaningful, and I am confident it will be there for generations to come. It is a testament to what Vincent did for our school. And the fountain, as you know, runs on solar energy too, so that's just incredible, I think. As you can see, Vincent is an extremely hardworking and determined student with a very kind and caring heart. He is always willing to help someone in need, and I tell Vincent that my brother became an Eagle Scout over 40 years ago. And I told my brother, and he said, it's almost 50, but being an Eagle Scout is definitely an honor. It's the highest honor. And it definitely is an honor that Vincent deserves. Vincent, I am sure, as the years pass, you will always honor and mentor other Scouts that would like to earn Eagle Scout. You are now in the ranks with the 38th President of the United States, President Gerald Ford, Oscar-winning film director and producer, Steven Spielberg, and pro basketball star and U.S. Senator from New Jersey, Bill Bradley. Congratulations, Vincent, and to the other two young men, Michael and Benjamin, for becoming Eagle Scouts, and to the families that share your happiness. We are all so proud of you. Thank you.
Representing the Northern New Jersey Council, Three Rivers District, Barry Goldman, District Commissioner.
One of the pleasures of being a council level volunteer is I get to congratulate the Scouts on their achievements. Usually I don't have any connection with the Scouts, they're just young men who've grown up. I do have a bit of a connection to Troop 213 and TAC 222. I have known Mr. Molnar for over 15 years. I trained Mr. Dobiak when he was a Tiger Leader. I trained Mr. Havoc when he was a Tiger Leader. I've known Mrs. Regan for several years. A bunch of other parents and some of the boys I've even run into at events. And although it's not important to this, I also work in Southbrook. So I do kind of enjoy being here. I didn't even get lost finding this place. The Northern New Jersey Council of the Boy Scouts of America extends its congratulations with this really nice certificate to each of these three Scouts. And the dates on each certificate is the dates of their board of review, and it is signed by the people who were running the council at the time. So two of the certificates have different signatures than one of the certificates, because we had to change it. And we have here the Eagle Scout oath, which is very similar to the charge that I administered to you boys earlier. I'm sorry, to you young men earlier. So I'd like to Michael.
Already with these boys in this troop, so don't worry about it. Representing Saddlebrook Troop 213, Scoutmaster James Anderson. Representing the Northeast Region Scout Museum, Ed Quinn.
Yeah, I have certificates from the Northeast Region Museum, and I want to honor the three boys. I did notice in their resume that they listed the boating safety course that we taught them. I'm a commander in the Coast Guard, so they came to me for a certification. As you guys ran the boats. You didn't get stopped by the cops? I noticed that Bobby Kugler, who's the chief of police here, talked about Johnny being the first Eagle Scout in, and I'm guessing it's 113. 113 and 114 were created at the same time by the North Bergen Council in 1927. Though even though all the troops are listed as Rochelle Park troops by the council, they really existed in Saddlebrook. And I didn't realize that as looking up some of my history for the museum. Troop 114 met where Route 80 exit is on Railroad Avenue on Saddle River Road. The police station used to be there, and our troop met there in 1927. The 113 met at, I think, Cambridge School. We were sponsored by St. Peter's Episcopal in Rochelle Park, and they were sponsored by, I think, the PTA from that school. I'm going through my charts. I'm looking at 114's charter, and I'm going, why are all these Eagle Scouts in 114 with their address in Saddlebrook? Actually, it was Saddle River Township in those days. And I said, I just don't understand that. And then I found out, well, the troop was in Saddlebrook, or Saddle River Township. So I want to give you guys this certificate, and I think that it's Ben is the first one, and Vince is the second one. And I took, you know, I always give the boys that make Eagle Scout part of my, I call it my collection, my junk. I have 4 camouflage. You guys are not wearing your sashes, so I'm assuming, though, that in your career in Boy Scouts that you were part of the Order of the Arrow. I didn't see that in the resume. So I'll give you guys the blow logs. And I'd like to talk for another hour, but you guys will probably kill me. Thank you very much.
He can speak for another hour. Representing the Order of the Arrow, Jeff DeVries, Assistant District Commissioner, a good friend of mine.
Thank you, Joel. Could I ask all Arrowmen to please stand for a moment? The Order of the Arrow is Scouting's Brotherhood of Honored Campers. Our motto is brotherhood, cheerfulness, and service. The organization is unique in several ways, one being that it is essentially a fraternity of the best and the brightest in Scouting, and more uniquely that its members are elected by non-members. When the boys in the troop select a young man for membership in the Order of the Arrow, they are saying, this is a guy I really enjoy going camping with. This is a guy I'd like to have at my side if I'm ever in trouble. This is a guy I can trust. So gentlemen, we expect great things of you, no pressure. But I do have congratulatory letters from the National Chief and the National President, and congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Representing Saddlebrook Pack 222, Cub Master Jay Kern, and former Cub Master Richie Haddock.
I'm one of the few people up here that probably have a bigger distinction than all you guys. And you guys, outside your immediate family, you're probably the only adults that you've known longer with me. And unfortunately, I got all the hairs to prove it. So. No, I can remember when all you guys walked in as Cub Scouts, because I was both their Cub Master and their Scout Master. And they got to walk in here, and some of them used to nosedive underneath the tables, off the top of the tables, around the tables, help sweep the floor up with their uniforms before it all got lassoed in. I also got the distinct pleasure to watch these guys from those crazy young kids to becoming the gentlemen that they are today. And I can actually say I'm very proud of the gentlemen that they did become today. It has been my honor, gentlemen, and it's been my privilege at the same time that you guys allowed me in your lives. Congratulations to all 3 of you.
very short and sweet. From one Eagle Scout to another, I know the hard work and dedication it takes to achieve this rank, and I just want to say congratulations, and on behalf of the pack, congratulations.
A little bit of a read-in here. You heard Mr. Anderson before talk about Michael's Eagle Scout project. A few years ago, Michael came to me with the idea of what he wanted to do, and he wanted to go ahead and make sure that the folks overseas had some sort of resemblance of home, could receive some goods, could receive magazines, things of this nature. Now, ordinarily, there is a lot of bureaucratic hoops that you have to jump through. You have to contact the Defense Logistics Agency. You got to find somebody to help support the back efforts, the whole 9 yards. I looked at Michael's time frame and realized, you know what, we don't have to do any of that. I know people from the 514th and 35th who are going to be overseas around the time that project was going to be executed. So we didn't need to jump through any of those hoops. We found ways to get through those hoops. So Michael put together his project and he sat with me. I don't even know how many times, Michael. You'd come into my office and you'd just, what are we doing? When are we going? Can you help? Absolutely. But on the back end, I needed somebody to help execute the project. Who was going to be over there that would help me? It had to be somebody I knew, it had to be somebody I trusted. I knew probably 40 or 50 people, but only a handful who would actually help me execute this plan. One of the people who helped execute that plan is here today. I asked him to come personally. He said, Sergeant, whatever you need me to do. I've never really had the opportunity to say thank you, or that I'm proud of the senior non-commissioned officer he's become. Many years ago, he worked with me as an airlift inspector and one of my team chiefs, and now he actually serves as a superintendent, non-commissioned officer in charge of special handling. During the time we were executing his project, he was also in the bucket to receive the Meritorious Service Medal from the CENTCOM commander for his tour overseas. I promised him he wouldn't speak, but I do want him to come up. I'm proud of what you've become. I'm proud to know you as a friend, and I'm proud to serve with you. And I know when my sunset goes, just like Mount Walters and everybody else, that my squadron and my wing will be in good shape with you there. The other reason why I wanted him here, he has a little boy. And I have been cultivating the scouting concept in that whole family, and I said, why don't you come out, hang out with us, and see what happens with the finished product. So I certainly hope that Maddox will be in that uniform one day. Matt, come on up here, just take a couple of pictures. This is my worst favorite term. Are there any other presenters in the attendance today? Did we miss anybody? Okay. Each Eagle Scout has also received numerous congratulatory letters from dignitaries including President Donald Trump, former Presidents Barack Obama, George Bush, Bill Clinton, Big George Bush, President Gerald Ford. Did we really say President Gerald Ford? All right, well, his office is still sending them. Vice President Mike Pence, former Secretary of State, Eagle Scout Rex Tillerson, the new Secretary of State, former CIA Director Mark Pompeo, Pope Francis, Governor Phil Murphy, Senator Robert Gordon, representation from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, Brigadier General of the Air Force, the FBI, Joint Chiefs of Staff, and most importantly, one of my personal friends now, Mike Rowe of Dirty Jobs, and of course many others. In addition, the Eagle Scouts have each received the United States flag, which has been flown over the U.S. Capitol and is displayed on their tables. Our new Eagle Scouts would now like to address the court. The Eagle Scouts will also present Eagle Mentor pins to the person or persons who have been instrumental in their achievement of the Eagle Scout Award. This will be presented by the Eagle Scout either at the end of their response or in private. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present Eagle Scout Benjamin Kravitz, who will be followed in turn by Vincent and then Michael. The floor is yours.
Scouts, friends, and and family, I would like to thank you all for your continued support for me throughout the years. In return, I would like to thank several key persons who have been most gracious in this. First off, I would like to thank former Saddlebrook Fire Chief Dickman. Without Mr. Dickman and his willingness to be my project beneficiary, I would not be standing up here today addressing you all. It was with his kindness that has given me the chance to present before you all. I would like to thank Mayor White and the Town Council's approval. My project could not have gotten to where it is now. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Havoc for being my Eagle mentor. You have shown me countless skills that I needed to know during my scouting career, as well as helping me finish up my project with all the paperwork I needed, and for setting up my board review. The next group of people I would like to thank, all of Troop 213, scouts and leaders alike, whose generosity has served me greatly. Without you all, I would not have been able to install all of my markers and be up here today. I would also like to thank current and former Scoutmasters Mr. Anderson, Mr. Galazzo, and Mr. Havoc, as well as all their assistant Scoutmasters who have helped me gain the knowledge I need. Another vital group that I would like to thank are my friends and teachers, whom have provided me with support and the education that I needed to continue each and every day. Lastly, I would like to thank my family, my brother, a fellow Boy Scout, my sister, a venturer, Samantha, as well as my father, who helped me start this journey by bringing me to my first Cub Scout meeting and arranging for me to join. And finally, the person I would like to thank most of all, my mother, Elaine. Had it not been for her constant, and I mean constant, motivation, I would not be standing up here before you all today. Throughout this journey, she has helped me in countless ways, from buying the equipment I need, helping me pack for my weekend trips, arranging for my summer camp trips, and guiding me on this long journey, 10 years, to get the honored rank of Eagle Scout. Without my mom, I would not have gotten here. Simply put, she drove me to the place both figuratively and literally because it was too hot to work today. Thank you once again for your time and continued support. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Vince Marchese. I'm a 17-year-old at Fairlawn High School. I'm currently a junior. And before I get into this, I want to thank everyone for being here today, especially my family and friends. You really did mean a lot for coming today, and most of this wouldn't be happening if it weren't for you guys. So, thank you. But let's get into it. So, during my middle school and high school years, the main thing I've done in my life is Scouts. Scouts has been my turning point in my life. It's helped me love the outdoors. It's let me go see places that not many people will ever go to in their lives. And it's also taught me life lessons. Now, speaking of life lessons, the first one I want to go into is a big mistake that I made at Camp Terrell. And that was leaving a bag of Skittles in my tent and letting a bear go into it. Now, thankfully, this didn't catch on because a person made also a mistake and left an entire sheep cow, entire sheep cake outside of the camp, and the bear also came back to get that. Not going to say any names, but you know. we all make mistakes, and I'm glad that it didn't call on to me. But instead of talking about the bad trips or the bad experiences, I do want to get into some of the funnier and even cooler trips that I've been on. One of them being Gettysburg. Now, Gettysburg is a trip down to Pennsylvania. Basically, you get to see a lot of the wars and battle areas that were taking place in that area. We did a 10-mile hike, a regular 10-mile hike across the battlefield, and a 4-mile hike in a haunted field, which thankfully wasn't as bad until I got towards the end when I thought a scoutmaster was lifting my hand, but he said he didn't, so we can keep that to debate whether it goes surreal or not. We also watched a really good movie, thanks to Mr. Molnar. It was the best movie ever, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. and it was a good trip. It was one of my favorite trips. Another one we went on was the Palisades hike. The Palisades is a two-part hike. There's a cliff hike and then there's a river hike. The river hike was my favorite one. It was nice. It was getting a little rainy and misty, but it actually made a nice cool fog around the area, which was kind of cool. That was one of the things that I liked about that trip. The other thing was that I apparently fell asleep with my eyes open, and my dad didn't let it go for like an entire month. Usually, these are the types of hikes you do in the beginning of your scouting career. And then you start to go into higher adventure types of trips. The first high adventure trip I ever done was Floodwood. Floodwood is a 5-day canoeing trip in the Adirondacks up in New York. We did a Long Lake Trail, which is one of the many trails that you can do at Floodwood. And it was with my good friends William, Nico, and Steven. Steven is from another troop. So the first day was okay, it was raining. Not my favorite day of the entire thing. And then everything else got interesting. The first thing we got to was a portage. Now, if none of you have done canoeing before and don't know what a portage is, good. You don't need to know. But I'm going to tell you anyways. A portage is basically a hiking trip on canoes. Usually this is the reason for this is usually you can't go past a certain area, such as like a waterfall, or the path is blocked. So you'll usually have to walk a certain degree with the canoes. So we had these big, heavy metal canoes, and we had to walk 3 miles to the area that we need to go to. And at the end of it, all we got to eat was crackers, some sausages, and some canned cheese. It was nasty. Another one of the cooler things that happened on that trip was the third day when we got to Buck Island, which is a big area, the Floodwood area. And while we got to Buck Island, there was a tiny little island right next to it. And you know how like you have those stereotypical dreams where when you think about relaxing, you just want to go lie in a hammock on your own personal island, have like a drink or something, like a soda? Well, that was me, minus the soda. Really wanted that soda. Another thing that we did over there was a rope swing, which was one of the cooler things that we got to do on that trip. It was on a cliffside, not even really a cliff, it was more like a rock face. And we got to swing off the swing, and we got to dove into the water, which was one of the cooler things on that trip. It wasn't my favorite trip, though. My favorite trip would have to go to the National Scouting Jamboree of 2017, or as we like to call it, Jambo. We did so much on that trip, I can't go all over everything on it because then we'd be here forever. But basically, Jambo is a 5 square mile area. It had a huge amphitheater, a cool bridge with the scouting logo, and events all over the place, such as patch trading, merit badge stations, swimming events, cool survival events, and we also got to see some concerts like ex-ambassadors. But I also got to see the president make a speech, and the former Secretary of State, who was also an Eagle Scout. My favorite event was the patch trading. We took patches. Basically, Jambo had different people from different countries and different states come to the event. So you got to see scouts from all over the world. And I got to trade with a couple of those kids, such as Texas, Utah, California, and countries like Jamaica and Israel. I did like one of the merit badges I took there, which is the genealogy merit badge. I got to learn about more of my heritage, like my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather. I also got to shoot black powder rifle, and I also got to do whitewater rafting. This was basically a paradise for boys, with new adventures, fun activities to do, and best for all the kids that are here, there's no parents for you to tell you what to do. At the end of it all, scouting was definitely a great thing that I did in my life. After scouting, when I turned 18, I'm thinking about joining the U.S. Navy, and then going into police force afterwards. And I'd say that if you guys do have certain goals in mind, such as going for a job, going for dream careers, do it. A lot of people that you know today that have been very successful have done basic stuff that we'd done before. They were just as us, they were normal people, and because they went out of their way to do a certain goal in their mind, they got to what the goal they were at today. So, thank you all for listening and have a good day.
Before I get into my speech, for anybody that's applied to college, that knows that going through college, writing something about yourself has to be one of the hardest things that you've ever done. A lot of what I wrote on here is kind of what I want to tell you before I read just off a piece of paper. It just comes from my head, you know. My first thing I want to talk about is you guys down here, my troop. You know, as senior patrol leader, I've got so many opportunities to take you on adventures and lead you guys and show you how things are supposed to operate and how things are supposed to be. You know, we work together, we work our issues out, and we explore new things together. My parents, I thank you guys. Without you guys pushing me and making me keep going forward, I wouldn't be standing here today because I would have given up a long time ago. But you guys are the ones that teach me to keep going forward, keep moving forward. You know, one of my biggest things every day going in and out, you know, as I've gotten older and through high school is you gotta wake up and you gotta think about something that you want to leave an impact on that day. You go to school, meet your friends, you're talking, you talk to your teachers, you learn something new, you leave, and then what do? You go home, some of you play Xbox, some of you watch TV, some of you go out and ride a bike. Whatever you do, you have to make sure that it makes you happy. And this is especially again to you guys. You gotta make sure that you are the ones that are happy. You want to make sure that you make your parents proud. You want to make sure you make your teachers proud of your schoolwork. Because nothing else is more important than your happiness. And if you're not making yourself happy, you're never going to get through some of these hard things like the rank of Eagle Scout. It's one of the hardest things that I've accomplished, and I cannot express how much work the three of us have gone through. You could see all the things back when we were Tigers on those tables over there. I'm going to get into my speech, and I might add a couple things along the way. Just bear with me. But over the years, at the beginning of this path, countless hours of frustration, years of experience, excitement, and boredom all seem to fall into one day, which is today. In these years, I have spent hour after hour roaming the woods, commuted 50 miles. I've learned to build a fire and work with others. Although the chances are slim that I'll be using these survival skills ever again, Scouting has given me the strength and the wisdom to deal with everyday things. I'll be honest, when you really get down to it, sometimes it can be impossible to wrap your head around what you were doing with certain things on an everyday basis. Usually you don't understand the reason until much later. This is a difficulty many people have without ever fully realizing it, and since some people can't stick it out to find that reason because it takes so long, they give up. Any person that can accomplish anything, any person can accomplish anything, any of you guys, no matter how old you are, no matter how big you are. Any person can accomplish anything, like I said. Scouting has a way of making you think outside the box, and now that simple task that you were given by your teacher, your boss, your parents, whatever it may be, take it to its highest and fullest potential. Of course, happiness is the ideal end product of any decision, but happiness requires an immense amount of effort and thinking and searching for it. Most times, true happiness is hardly an accident if you're having a good time. Maybe there are plenty of people who can stumble upon satisfaction through fortune alone, but I am not one of these people. It's hard for me to function without having some sense that what I'm doing I'll remember and cherish long after the day is over. My goals are simple. Wake up every day and do something that will leave an impact. For those who don't know me, I'm a junior at Friends Catholic High School. I got my first job about a year ago. And like I mentioned before, I took that position and ran with it. I don't think you would expect a 17-year-old to be one of the heads of an department in a hardware store. I bet you didn't even think that I was asked by my boss to go to a national convention in Texas about a month ago. Because I wanted to reach my goals and keep running with them, it's a perfect example on how I took a small little thing and turned it into something huge. My ultimate goal is to go for a job in law enforcement along with being involved in the business world somehow. I'm not really sure what the details of that are yet, but some things are meant to be waited for. Scouts, maybe at school you have to waste a year sitting there quietly and missing on everything the world has to offer for an hour of each school day. Any of you have ever experienced a similar situation, I think you can relate to the intense, possibly extreme frustration, and if so, I feel your pain. Scouts, do me a favor and listen for 2 minutes. If anything, you're in the same spot I was. I can actually guarantee that some of you don't even want to be here right now. If you want to be successful and enjoy life, you're good in school, things to their fullest potential, don't be a follower, be a leader. And most importantly, do what makes you happy. If you can make good decisions, and don't get me wrong, somewhere along the road you will make bad decisions, you enjoy whatever you do. I want you guys to learn from my experience. I want all of you to be successful. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with all of you, and if you ever come across a time that you need guidance, I'd be more than happy to help. Mom and Dad, wow. We covered some ground. Look, I'm going to be as straightforward as possible with you guys. Yeah, we argue about things and we disagree a lot, but I know you just want the best for me. Thank you for pushing me this far, because I would not have the same motivation if you weren't here as the support. Mom, I know you were freaking out about an hour before this Court of Honor started because you had no idea what my speech said. You didn't know how things were going to be playing out. And for the past 6 months in your preparation for this wonderful Court of Honor, you've been on my back about all of these things, my speech, who I wanted to ask to speak for me, who my mentors were. And I told you I got it. And I told you I would handle it. And I told you that things would always be okay and work out. And it's no accident, because I'm up here full, calm, and collective, knowing what I need to say. So I proved you wrong. And I know when we go home in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're going to ask me what I want to eat, but I'll probably be in my room sleeping because I'm very tired. For everyone I've been along with this journey, thank you. This speech would be impossible for me to write if it wasn't all for you. It's never too late to start with doing what makes you happy. Nobody is in charge of you except you. Thank you for all for you coming to this Court of Honor. When it's time to leave, walk out that door with your head high, positive mindset, and go do something great.
Scouter for 18 years. I have seen probably 1,000 Eagle Scouts. Michael, you nailed it. You nailed every bit. Every bit of it, from mom worrying to you got this. Every bit of it. And Vincent, I have to follow up on this. The reason why you don't have any real parent problems at Jamboree is because the older people that are there are having as much fun as you are. I need this job just so I can go to the Jamboree. Amazing. Great speeches, boys. Great speeches. Outstanding. Not a finished product, because we hope that you'll have some snow on a roof like me and continue to give back to the movement that's given so much to you. But really, this is the culmination of what our scouting program is for boys, right here. right in front of you now. You nailed it. You got it. We have just presented the Eagle Medal. The medal is a mark of identity. It is a thing of beauty. Yet its only combination of cloth and metal will fade into the dim distance in the light of ideas which it stands and in which Ben, Vincent, and Mike have grown to believe in and will grow to more fully understand. At the end of the day, you're going to put your uniform away, but it will never take the scouting out of your heart. It just won't. In closing this court, it is our hope that we have witnessed today will be an ever-present inspiration to all. To this end, remember those we seek to serve come our way but once as boys. Neglect none of them. For among them somewhere may be the man who will lead the world to everlasting peace. New Eagle Scouts, please rise. At this point in time, I would like to invite all the Eagle Scouts in the audience to please rise at this time and join the New Eagle Scouts in reciting the Voice of the Eagle, which can be found in your program. Notice they're all standing in the back. Only Barry is up front.
Joel, does that include quartermasters?
You know what? Quartermasters can stand to represent the Sea Scouts. Why not? We probably just have to change some of the verbiage. I am the eagle. I am prepared to stand for virtue of freedom, strength, and pride. I am the eagle. I am prepared to serve my God, my country, and other people. I am the eagle. I am prepared to stand for honesty, truth, and integrity. I am the eagle. I am prepared to accomplish set tasks to the best of my ability. I am the eagle. I am prepared to defend what makes America great for all people. I am the eagle. I am prepared to cross all lines of race, creed, and nationality. I am the eagle. I am prepared to be self-reliant and resourceful. I am the eagle. I am prepared. This concludes the formal part of our presentations. I would like to ask Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Xavier Rivera to lead our closing ceremony. And please don't forget to give me the date so I can close out the merit badges.
Code Guard, please rise. Code Guard, front and center. Next, Tyler. Just cross your arms and look up. May the great master of scouters, may the great scoutmaster of all scouts be with us until we meet again. Everyone please stand. Color guard, retire colors.
I declare this Court of Honor officially closed. The parents of our New Eagle Scouts invite everyone to join us for refreshments. We invite all of our guests to sign the autograph books and tree slices for each of our Eagle Scouts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out today and celebrating this day of importance. Very, very greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for coming.